I actually have a script this time. Professional. Welcome all new and old viewers. Today I'm going to explain the real reason for my social media presence sort of slacking or falling behind, if you will. Yeah, I have done this for so many years. Why am I not like a bajillion subscribers in? I'll get into that. So what we're going to do is start off with the origin of why I started YouTube. With being a kid, no one really knows what they want to do in life. You might know where you want to be in life, but you don't know what you want to do in life. You know you're going to want a family. You're going to want kids, a wife, a house, cars, money, all of that. But job role, people to this day have died still not knowing what they want to do. Because when it comes to a job role, that's a very grey area. So when YouTube started, this whole thing became huge. Everyone wanted a slice of this cake, me included. I started seeing all these gamers becoming the next big thing on this platform called YouTube, and granted, the footage was recorded on my nan's Nokia 3310, but that's what inspired me more, was the fact that you could upload content to this platform with the worst quality image, the worst audio, and yet you could still grow. It wasn't about who's got the best 4K, 8K, 6K, 12K, 42K cameras that cost an arm and a leg. It was about just enjoying uploading content and for people to sit and watch it and relate to it. So this is what sort of kickstarted this whole idea I wanted to do. But like everyone, I have something inside me that is a demon at times, but then a saviour at others. I mean, people have told me to go get checked for ADHD. Why would people go tell you that? Because I fixate on certain things. I may see a movie or a certain YouTuber and I'd get fixated on what they're doing. I'll go and watch rally on TV and next thing you know I want to become a rally driver, which actually did happen in my life. I started working in catering with my mum in Rockingham Motor Speedway, which was a racetrack, rally track, drift track, everything, just to get closer to the action, to ask more people how to become this rally driver that I wanted to be, like Ken Block and all these others, like Colin McRae, and there's so many that I just looked at and I thought, this is what I want. But the thing with me is I never see any of it through. I may get fixated on something that I really want to do in life and I will never see it through. So YouTube was the starting point. I started to see people grow a following from playing video games, and then that became my goal in life, to become the next big thing on YouTube, playing video games. Like the hundreds of thousands of other people already doing this, I thought I was going to be the one to break the system and do really well playing games, because hey, anyone can play games. But over time, uploading daily, my old channel hit 5,000 subscribers. I was in college. I was making $150 per month off of doing YouTube. I felt like I was actually doing something with it that was working. And then that's when the demon kicked in. So once I feel like I've learned a new skill or achieved a certain goal that I may not have even been trying to reach, I've just hit it over time. It could be weeks, days, months, never years. I just shut off. I get bored and I want something new and exciting to work on. So that's when I went over to digital art, and everything I've ever learned has been self-taught. I've never once gone to a class for any of this. It's always been my willpower to learn it and to accomplish learning that certain skill. And with digital art, it was something that I really took a fancy to. But again, once I learned how to do it and what software I needed and what equipment I needed and physically done digital art, I got bored again. So I moved over to learning different software: Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, Sony Vegas, After Effects. And again, once I felt that I have gained the skill that I needed, I'd just move on. Within learning certain skills as well, it gives you the opportunity to go and do something else. So I went and made a clothing brand, 3C's Apparel, which 3C's is my initials, and it just fitted really well. It's got a catchy name. There wasn't any other clothing company out there as well called 3C's or even 3C's Apparel. So that was in my mind as this is the next thing. I've learned digital art, I can take this now to the next level. Skip a few months of dedication, making a website, learning how to print clothing, working in a clothing store, which actually did print clothing and embroider clothing and ship, package, everything. I got bored. I moved on. I wanted the next thing. So now let's skip to more recent times. A new app came out called TikTok. It used to be called Musical.ly. I only recently found out about it when it was called TikTok. This was a place that I never thought I was gonna hit huge amounts of viewers or following, because it started like anything else. It was a slow paced app. You just enjoyed uploading content. You didn't really have a goal with it. It was never like a Vine or anything like that. It was always just this dancing app. And then TikTok obviously turned it into something it is today, where there's so much more on it, there's so much more comedy. And then that's where I started to get into it, was with Bubblehead. And yes, a lot of people are going to say Daz Black from Vine. I did get inspired by Daz Black off of Vine. It wasn't intentionally copying him. The reason I really uploaded it was because none of my videos were going viral at this point. I uploaded it because I made my daughter, when she was 2 at the time, laugh because I put bubbles on my head. And I thought, if this is making her laugh, I wonder if it will make anyone else laugh. Daz Black did a great job. He's not on TikTok doing this. Let me give it a go. Then of course it did blow up. I reached 2 million followers in under 2 years, which was insane. I was consistently uploading daily, making hundreds of months on the creator fund, which actually gave me the opportunity to try again with my clothing line. Because I was getting good payouts, I had that funding to go and buy the equipment to make clothing in-house. So that's what I did. See, with the projects that I start or the dreams that I want to chase, I don't just give up on them. I sort of put them on the back burner. But in my mind, it's only because I've learned how to do it. It's never because, oh, I've hit a stump, I've hit a wall. It's always because within myself, I just know I've done it. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve, if that's anything. Or maybe it's just the thought of, I can try it. It's something new. I can become my own boss. I can do all of this. And it's just not for me. They do say if you turn a hobby into a job, over time, it will diminish that presence. It will vanquish the enjoyment and the pleasure you get of doing it as a hobby, because now it's more of a chore. But I'll go through stages. I have these brilliant ideas. I'll go onto YouTube and watch Draw with Jazza, and I'll be like, oh, do you know what? I know how to do digital art. Let me go spend hundreds of pounds on equipment to do digital art, so the new iPad, and then I'll start a YouTube channel. And I'll teach people how to draw. It's like I'll watch something and it'll re-spark the flame I have inside me for that certain passion that I haven't done in months. And I can go through a stint. I can go through 6 months of drawing, doing commissions, selling my work, to then go through 2 years of not touching an iPad, digital art, traditional art, nothing. But going back to the clothing, I actually went self-employed. It was going well. My wife, my 2-year-old daughter at the time, and me were enjoying being at home, due to it being lockdown as well. I started selling my brand in New York, there was Texas, it was all over the US, UK and Europe. I even sent one to Spain, I believe. But then again, after so many months of doing it, getting all the equipment, enjoy doing it, I stopped. I hit the achievement. In my mind, I had done that. That was the skill, that was the achievement of selling my product to random people over the world. Yeah, granted, it's not in Primark, it's not in Asda, it's not in these big clothing stores. I don't have my own clothing store. I'm not really selling any now anyway. I think it's because it's the accomplishment of I've actually done it. I've proven myself that I can draw the clothing design, print the clothing design, package, sell and ship it to a person and get paid for doing it. So it's always that thing of chasing the next dream, but I could be chasing 50 dreams but never actually end one of the dreams. I could never finish it. So I'd go and create all these YouTube channels and have all these ideas of what I want to do with them, never actually go through with it. It was sort of similar to the Hogwarts Legacy. I started a whole YouTube banner. I was like, yes, I'm going to focus on Hogwarts Legacy. It's going to be my next big thing. Hell, I even made a YouTube little scrapbook to journal my gameplay experience. And again, I stopped. But this time it wasn't because I reached an achievement or hit the goal or learnt a new skill. It was just because I physically didn't have time to sit down and play the game. So that's why that sort of idea just never went through. But now let's move on to the last chapter of this, present day. So after learning all these skills, I can even change your tire with one of those big machines if you need me to. But this is where I know, and I'm going to say I know, because I would hate to see so much money that I've invested into this project, this job role, go wasted. The only good thing is with the jobs I've gone for where I've actually invested money is they're physical items that I can then resell, so actually earn the money back that I may have spent out in the first place. So that's the only bonus. So how do I know that this is my path? Is the fact that I've seen personal friends of mine actually do this and succeed within this certain field or niche, whatever you want to call it. And I know that I'm just as good. Now, I'm not saying that in a sarky way, saying that they're terrible. It's just I know with personal experience that I am just as good as anyone else when it comes to using a camera, doing photography, because I've spent so many years doing it already on YouTube and fixating on certain things. Like I made a photography Instagram and I stopped I didn't upload to it anymore. I made a Instagram for my polo when I did the Halloween, called it Murdered Polo, gained loads of followers. I stopped, didn't do it anymore. I've had so many experiences within using cameras and, you know, changing so many different businesses. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just an entrepreneur and I have to have multiple businesses, but I can never function on all of them. I have to have one that I need to just really knuckle down on, get that one finished and make that the life's goal. And I think that's what this is going to be. So the new path, if you've noticed the YouTube banner, is going to be photography and videography. I have my own company called Rewind Time. I don't know if you can see the back of the jacket. It says Rewind Time, making memories last. I printed this. Nice little spin that was, wasn't it? So the real reason for this video is because there's going to be a massive change to the channel. That's right, it's time to move out of all the niches that I've been clinged to for so many years. My content has been all over the place. It's always been drawing, gaming, vlogging, abandoned buildings, there's product reviews, unboxings, there's so much on this channel. And I went through all the videos and I privated a lot of them, which you may have noticed if you are a returning subscriber. So I'm going to focus on the content that actually brings me joy and friendships from it as well. And obviously the channel is going to make more sense. The fact that the name's CallumAFK, AFK means away from keyboard, so I can't really do gaming because it sort of defeats the purpose of being away from the keyboard. So the channel is going to feature all my videography and photography, sort of tips and tricks, what's in my camera bag, best equipment that I've used, or equipment haul, unboxings, reviews, testing different products, new lenses, all that sort of stuff. But don't worry for the gamers. If you're still wanting gaming content, I'm going to utilize how the shorts feed works. So all my short feed is going to be gaming. There will be a few little bits in there about obviously my new uploads. I'll be saying, come check out the new upload, as it just reaches a bigger audience. But majority of my shorts is going to be gaming content just for the gamers on this channel. Where the long form content is going to be more like this, product reviews, out and about, vlogging, day in the lives. So much to do with just not behind the screen. I want to actually involve you with the content that I'm creating, have your feedback on it and, you know, your cooperation with what sort of style or what product you want me to test, or if you've got a certain item that you need help with, I can upload a video and be like, look, I've just had a request by this person, this is what they want to know how to do, It just makes my foundation of the channel a lot stronger. People will actually come back to a solid, they know what they're looking for, that's where they're going to find it. And when it comes to clients and brands I work with, they will look at your social content, and if it's all over the place, if it doesn't make sense, they're not going to choose you to support their product, right? So it's like with Bubblehead, I've had a few companies say, yeah, Bubblehead's funny, let's get him involved. I've had a few say, your content's just not right, it's not to do with tech, it's not to do with equipment that we use. Like, why would we send your product to review when it doesn't fit your niche? To have a channel that's solidated into a certain specific thing helps obviously me with my brand deals, and companies understand me as a person and not this sort of character that I portrayed on TikTok. Hence the whole rebrand of the channel banner. I want to show my professional side. It's got photos that I've taken myself of products, so it shows as soon as they go on the channel, wow, that's what he does. This is the kind of quality that I can expect from this person. It's straight to the point. There's no, oh, let me look at a few of his videos before I make my decision. They'll see straight away, this is the banner. If these are the photos that he's taken, he's obviously got some understanding of how to use the camera, how to utilize a situation to make the product stand out more, using different assets and little bits and bobs to fill the frame. So that was the whole reason behind that one. People may say as well, what happens to the 2 million on TikTok? Like, you know, you've grown such a following, what's going to happen with Bubblehead? Now, I don't want to disappoint anyone. I don't want to be rude to anyone, but TikTok is not a suitable place to grow a business, to be a brand, to be a person, an influencer. I'm going to explain this. You may have 2 million on TikTok. It doesn't mean shit. That's it. That's final. It's just, if you don't believe me, ask anyone that has these amount of followers. They will tell you the same thing. The following doesn't mean anything on TikTok. So let me sort of explain it to you. The thing is with TikTok, it's a scrolling feed. It's constant. You're just scrolling. When you follow someone on that scrolling feed, which is the For You page or the FYP, once you've followed that person, their content is now irrelevant to your For You page. You follow them. You don't need to see their content anymore, right? So the more followers you have, the less views you actually gain from the For You page, because your content's not being shown. Majority of your followers are on the For You page. That's where they found you in the first place. That's where they keep scrolling. They never use the following tab. They don't get notifications when you upload. So them followers are just inactive in a sense. Then it comes down to their actual platform themselves. I've been banned permanently before. It took 3 days and also help from my friend Captain Cream. He was banned at the same time. We both had 2 million. He's now skyrocketed up to like 5 million, which is crazy. But it took 3 days to contact TikTok to get my account back because it was a false accusation. Then last week, my account was banned again for being underage. Yeah, I'm 28 years old, have tattoos and a wife and child. I mean, hello. And then when it comes down to obviously the followers and the views, that's where companies notice. I've actually had a company reply to me saying, we know people buy followers, referring to me, but what they don't understand is I've had videos, one hit 43 million views, I've had plenty hit over 20 million views. That's a lot of followers just from them kind of videos, where all my other content doesn't get reached because I've already had the majority of my content seen by certain people. It won't get published again to that certain person unless magically the For You page decides we're going to start pushing your content again, which is very rare once you've hit a certain niche, if you will. Then with TikTok as well, you don't actually search for certain people. You don't search for certain content. It is just scrolling. This is where YouTube has now taken my full focus, my full attention. One, you've obviously got the shorts feed, which is TikTok. Technically it's TikTok. People can just scroll, find content, enjoy it, but they can also click and go to your main page and see long form videos, your most popular videos, playlists. There's so much on there. It's just a world of opportunity. But then they can also search for that specific video. If you make a short and say, look, I've just made this video, go over to my YouTube, or search up how to da-da-da-da, they search it up and your video pops up. You can't do that on TikTok. You search up how to do this and 15 million of the same TikToks will show, and half of them won't even be to do with what you're searching. It's just because they used a trending sound which had one video go viral with what you're searching on that sound. You see what I'm getting with, like, I've totally gone off script. Like, this is way off script, but we'll get back into it. That's why I want to do YouTube, is because I know people are going to generally relate to my content. They're going to indulge the information that I'm giving. They're going to receive it. They're going to search for the certain content they want. And if mine pops up, they understand this is a channel that gives me information or unboxings or something relative or relevant to that person, and that's why they'll subscribe and hopefully keep coming back. And that's why YouTube's got my full focus. Like I said, I'm going to really try my best to keep this within the niche of tech, lifestyle, cameras, and just enjoy making this kind of content. Shimmy away from them niches that I've been struck into my whole life thinking that's what a YouTuber needs to be, and just enjoy, get back to the roots of why I actually enjoy doing this in the first place, and that's to entertain people, feed information into your brains, you know, just have a community that actually talks. You don't get that on any other app. YouTube is the only app I know that you can really communicate, apart from Instagram, obviously. We'll discard Instagram from this whole discussion because that's a different platform and different like mentality. They know what they're doing over there. TikTok, yeah, this has basically just become a roast to TikTok, but still, I want to inspire people on YouTube and not 13-year-old dancing bots over on TikTok. This is where the new journey begins. And hopefully this is where the content, real consumers, real people will see it and go, do you know what? That was very informative or very educational, very entertaining. Obviously this video wasn't that entertaining because I'm just talking to a camera quite blandly because, you know, following a script like a robot. But hopefully it's worth a subscribe and this new journey can begin. So, welcome to the new channel, welcome to the new adventure, and welcome to the new me.